Alright, let's see if this works out pretty good. Just went live again, so I'm gonna see if I got the same audience back again. What's up, Mark? I see you back. Derek, I see you back. The fellas came back faster than the women. Hey, is this picture a lot better though? Trying to see everybody coming back in. All right, got two cousins at the same time. Yeah, that's my new iPhone, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and push it. The iPhone 6S Plus is what we need. Don't get the Droid tablet. That's horrible. I can even tell in just the picture it's looking better. Hey, baby. The missus just got home. Miss Benita from Miami just joined in. Guns loaded. All right, I'm gonna try to wait to see everybody come back in, y'all. So, what, the 6S Plus? And Sharon, I gotta get y'all number too. You gotta inbox me. Look at that. You know you got one down there. Let's see if I can get most of the people back in. Thanks. Man, we coming. I'm gonna give it about 1 minute because I know I switched. I should have did this from the first time. And I got an iPad, but I got a newer Samsung tablet, so that's not working out pretty good. Hey, baby, I see you back, but you downstairs, so I can see you anyway. Huh? She right here. Shreya, your aunt looking for you. All right, y'all, come on. I'm not gonna rush. Now, is the picture quality of this one a lot better than the one before? Yeah, I think I forgot one thing I need to put on. You all right? All right. I'm gonna get something to make this video just a little bit better. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. Yeah. So y'all need that right there. Yeah, we need to make this video just perfect. So I think I grabbed probably about 1,000 more people with just this hat on alone, even though I don't match the shirt. I think people are commenting on the old video. Kim, how you doing? Well, let's see, because I'm only seeing 5 or 7. Oh, 10. All right, we're gonna start this over for the ones of you, for the guys who that are watching this, and for the ladies. What I'm doing is I'm opening myself up to 2-3 years of what I would call just pure torture. I was married to a lady who claimed, and I'm not saying lady, I was married to Centauria, who claimed that I was the father of her child at the time, so I did the right thing by getting married. And 8 years later, I find out that, hey, that's not my child. In the meantime, I've raised the child. I've been a single dad for like 4 years. I'm gonna say 5, but she came back when he turned 5, going on 6, ready to start school. She came back when he was going for school. What's up, cuz? Hey, that's my team too right there. Oh man, look at Mark want to burn my hat. Golly, boy, I swear the hate is real. And anyway, just to give you my story, like I said, last week I posted a video. It went almost 1,000+ views. This one I hope goes a lot further, but I don't want to prolong it any further. What I've done is decided that, one, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm tired of cops knocking on my door 6 o'clock in the morning, handing me subpoenas to come to court or go to jail. I'm tired of judges telling me that either you're going to give her $2,500, you're going to give her $1,500, or you're going to go spend 90 days in jail. I'm tired of my wages being garnished. I'm tired of everything. I can endure it if I was the father, because I have no problem taking care of my responsibility. Like I said before, I've been a single dad almost all his life. She came back from Charlotte, and I guess she felt this was a way for her to get easy money, going through the court system, because to be honest with you, when I first got the DNA results back, and I promise you, it was not even my idea. That's how God looks out for us. It wasn't even my idea. I love you, Sharia. But my thing is, me and Sharia sat down and we talked. We've been planning our wedding. We talked, and I said, look, I love him. If, she could go ahead and do the right thing, I still want to be in his life. I still want to be able to be that father figure for him, because like I said, he's 8 years. That's a long time, and you grow attached, especially your firstborn. If any of you out there, you know how well you are attached to all your children, but men, that firstborn, that little boy, it's a strong connection that you want, and you want that to be a connection. But me and Sharia sat down, and she's a beautiful lady. Like I said, she's the reason why I'm still here now without going crazy. And we decided that, you know what, if she does the right thing, honestly, we'll take care of Zamir too. Still be there, still do things, just won't be giving you or the court no money. Well, she didn't go for that. She told me she would, but I guess a liar is always a liar. And, she told me that, oh, I'm going to go to the courthouse and we're going to take you off. I'm going to take you off child support. Next thing I know, I get a letter in the mail. Matter of fact, she calls me. Hey, I'm at the courthouse. I need your address because they need to send you something. I get a letter from a lawyer saying that, hey, even though the DNA results showed that, all right, but even though the DNA test shows that you're not the father, you signed some paper saying that you are, so you should still pay child support. You still ordered to pay child support. And crazy enough, South Carolina and a lot of places, that law is in effect. Oh, if you agreed to, if you signed a birth certificate, if she said you were the father, do DSS, and you didn't show up for court to say you weren't, or you didn't get a paternity test within the first year of the child, or whenever it happened, that's your child. And they will make you pay for 18 years plus through legal ramifications, meaning that she can say, hey, I want more money. But I know he's not your child. I know that I messed up. I know that I slept around. I know that I'm a thought. But, hey, who cares? I got the law on my side. And you friends out there who let these women that doing this, tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I'm telling you, stop it. Because it's too hurtful to go through this right now. Like, my decision that I had to make with Sharia. Joe, what's going on? That's my partner right there. BBC, what's going on, Joe? I know you've been going through some stuff too, but at least your daughter's your daughter. And you got, what you need right now, so that's a good thing. But what people don't understand is you give up so much of your life to a child. You give up so much of who you are. You give up so much of everything. He could have my last. I don't mind being broke if I'm being broke without it being a con. I don't mind giving a child what I have if it's my child. Now, don't get me wrong. I love children. But let's be honest. Who's going to take care of somebody else's child and go through what I'm going through? Cops coming in, knocking on the door, 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, buddy, here's the subpoena. Satori wants you to come back to court saying you owe some more money. So, Kenyatta wants to ask how the blood test came about. That came about something that my missus wanted, something that a woman looks out for you. Somebody's trying to help you understand that maybe, just maybe, you need to question this. People from the outside can see things that you can't because you're so close to the situation, meaning that you're blinded. You only see what you want to see. And myself and a lot of the guys who I've talked to, they've actually come about whereas the women in their lives have said, look, that child don't look like you. That child don't have the mannerisms you have. Something ain't right. So let's just see what's going on. So, that's how that came about. And I mean, it was a blessing because like I said before, every time that my life is going good, this woman has came in and just ripped the heart out of me. Every time I get a good job, every time I get a good advancement, every time I get anything, I see her coming into the situation with more subpoenas, more letters. When I first went on child support, after raising him through all out of his elementary, well, before elementary, when he was in daycare, if you guys have paid daycare, which I know a lot of you have, daycare is $100+ a week. Try doing that for 40+ weeks a year by yourself. That's not even counting food, housing, anything else you had to do for that child. Just daycare alone. Then a mother comes along after being years of gone and says, hey, I want a piece of the pie now. He's in public school, so you're not paying daycare anymore, but now she wants child support. Well, why weren't you paying child support when he was in daycare? Why weren't you paying child support from the very beginning? But I'm not even going to get into that because y'all get me off subject. Anyway, back to this right here. And Kenyatta, I hope I answered your question. I don't know if, anything else you want me to tell you about that. I can inbox you or whatever if any more in-depth questions. And please, y'all, feel free to ask questions live while we're doing this. But after getting the DNA test, telling her that I would be there for her, I get a letter. I get a letter stating that even though you're the father, you still have to pay child support. And she went to a lawyer for this. Hey, that's a good thing. And I'm glad you stuck by your husband because I'll be honest with you, a lot of women won't stay in there. Me and Sharia had some rough times too. Like I said, I'll be honest. It's not always been peachy keen. It's not always easy to go through stuff like this. But that's a great woman. She got me praying. What's up, Noop? See Trey in the building. And, through prayer, I've got a lot of stuff answered. But now, back to the story. I'm sorry. Women don't understand that for men, this issue right here is something that is devastating. I cried. I tell everybody all the time. I call my Aunt Dot. I call her my mom because she was my dad's sister that raised me, her and Uncle Herbert, like a father to me. But when I found out, I called her and I cried. I cried like a baby because it hurt that much to know that, what's up, dog? Pilo, I ain't heard that in a long time. To know that, I've been defrauded. That this is not my child. Where do you go from there? And then this woman has my wages being garnished. I could have been living a good life. 43 with no child. Just imagine what I could. A child is like driving a vet, a 2016 vet. I know it won't be $1,500 a month. So I know I could have been driving around in a nice ride right now. But that's not the point because it doesn't equate to the love I have for this little man. But having said all that, having said all this, I had to make a decision. And the decision I made, and while I'm here right now, and I hope this helps a lot of you guys, is I had to make a decision that I can't keep putting my life on hold for this woman who is unreasonable, who's greedy, whose selfishness won't allow situations to even manifest into something good. Because I'm still gonna be there for Lil P. I still go see him every week. I have lunch with him at school. I still participate. That's a good thing. Now, what they don't understand is I can't keep putting my life on hold because I can't sit in jail. Thank you, Hillary. I understand. And trust me, you got to help. Everybody that's saying they're sorry it happened, help me. Help me fight this system. It ain't just a petition. It is a system that we have to fight. I'm already filed everything I need, but I'm going to go back to my story. So they understand that, it's things that we give up. Things that we, what's up, Corey or Sean, both of y'all. I saw little man had a birthday. I didn't get an invitation, though. But it's something that you go through that, I don't know, unless you've been through it, you can't quite understand. I had to make a decision, and that's where I was at. I had to make a decision of if I fought this, if I came to you guys and let you know my pain, if I did this, oh boy, I swear. Southern ain't even got a good team. But if I came to you guys with the truth, if I put it out there, if I fought it, then guess what? I could lose Lil P forever. She could take him, I give up my right, she could take him and leave forever. And that was a decision that I had to make. That was the hardest thing. And one of the things that Sharia actually showed me, one of the things that it actually helped me. What's up, Jason? You never called me back, but we good. We get together later on. One of the things that Sharia has showed me is that fear is what kept me in the situation that I was in. Afraid to lose Zamir. And Tori knew that. Tori knew that that little boy was my heart. She knew that I would be the best thing for him. So what she do? She used it to her advantage. And until you are ready to say, you know what, I'm tired of being afraid of losing, it's time that I start winning. You start praying for God to come in your life and do stuff that you normally would not ask him to do. Like, I didn't pray for him to deliver me from this situation. I actually prayed for him to soften Tori's heart and let her see the light so that me and Lil P can still have a relationship. But that didn't happen. I asked her for things like, I pay for his school supplies. I pay for his daycare. I pay for everything. Hey, Sean, what's going on? No problem. And, and that problem is, well, that's what I'm talking about now, Kenya. If she does not decide to let me be a part of his life, that is the risk that I was just talking about that I would have to go. Now, will I fight for him? Yes. Will I make him suffer for her sins? No. I still love Lil P with all my heart. I think I posted that earlier, and you guys will know I love him to death. That is my man. If you go through my page right now, I can't hide it. Everything, when I was a single parent, all you could see was Lil P. On everything I did, I never let him down. What's up, y'all? Vic, I see you. But, will I fight for him? Yes. And that's something me and Sharia has talked about. She knows that I want him to still be a part of my life. And because she loves me so much, she has no problem with that. And that's a good thing. But now, back to this situation that we need to change. I'm asking you guys for help. Hold on, who faked a paternity test? No one faked a paternity test. I don't know where that come from. Hillary, you just said somebody faked the paternity test. I don't want to get it construed now. I don't want to get no false hope out of it. But no one faked the paternity test. There's only been one test that I did, and come to find out I was not the father. And it was nothing that was faked. It was actually done properly. And I will continue loving him. But my thing is right now is I'm not going to continue going to jail. I'm not going to continue having my life scrutinized by a system that says you're a deadbeat dad, that you look at me funny, or you think that, oh man, Perry ain't this or Perry ain't that. Perry don't take care of his responsibilities. I took care of my responsibilities, and I take care of my responsibilities now. But the problem is I'm going to fight this to the end, because my thing is, it's not right. You don't understand what it's like for you to meet a woman that you love, you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you have to put things on hold because a woman has tricked you for 8 years of your life, taking away everything that she could possibly take away from you. I've sold cars. I've gotten rid of motorcycles. I've gotten rid of everything I've owned. Y'all know I sell anything. I've sold and sold and sold. And just because I sell it, don't mean I want to get rid of it, but it means that I have to. One time before, a judge told me I had to pay $2,500. I got rid of a car that I love to death, and I didn't want to go to jail. And that's what you would do. But let's talk about this paternity fraud. Men, I hate to say this, and women, understand this too. It is nothing against you. But when a man says, hey, I want to have a paternity test, I can't blame him anymore. I cannot blame him one bit. Now, if you want to take that risk, that gamble, until the laws have changed, that's fine, because it's there. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I'm going to go into that you guys, and you're going to understand this. This is what I'm dealing with right now. I put out here last week what's been going on in my life. Found out that he's not mine. She just had me going in court. I just had to pay $1,500 last week. Me and Sharia have postponed our wedding until we get this thing resolved. We're looking at paying over $10,000 just to fix a lie. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. You should not have to do that. Seems like you already paid a couple $100 for paternity tests. Even if you don't trust that one, we can have another one. The results are going to be the same. So why not just let it go? But no, that's not happening. And I'm going to tell you how she is. And I'm not going to put no lies out. Straight stuff. I got a message from her, and I put it on Facebook, and it said just this: you're stupid. Good luck with your petition. That's how she felt about this. It wasn't that she was shocked or surprised, because she already knew the truth. Then a good woman reached out to her with a couple of words that I'm not going to repeat. She told this woman, hey, Perry's been locked up for stealing money from the bike clubs. Perry is this. And why lie? That never happened, but why continue? She's even told friends who confronted her that she don't know what I'm talking about. Then I showed them the letter of when she went back in February after finding out that I was not the dad. How can you keep lying? What's next? Oh, I will see you in court. I'm at the jailhouse now. You're harassing me. I put out there and I told all of you. Nah, Kenya, I don't think she thought I was the father. I think she thinks I was stupid enough to be the father. And I was. You got to think. I'm 35 years old. My father was killed in a car crash. That was something that bothered me for a while too, because I never really had that father figure, and I could not wait to be a father myself. So, nah, I think she's crazy to keep going to court. And I think she knew from the beginning. And let me tell you why. I'm glad you asked that. She sent another message out. And I don't want to paraphrase it, so hold on for a second, because I want to look it up and see exactly what it was that it said. Because when you hear this, what she wrote, yeah, you're going to be like, man, why haven't you gone and knocked this girl upside the head? Yeah, and that's true. It's a moneymaker for the system as well, Trey, you're right, because they get a cut of everything I do. Every time I send money to my little man through the court system, they get a cut of it. And the sad thing about it is they would tell you, if you pay the mother directly, it doesn't even count. So no matter what receipts you got, no matter what you have, you are still responsible for it. Hold on. I am trying to find now something. I want to get a message. I want to get it exact, because what she said, and I want you guys to understand this. This all happened since the last video. And when I did the last video, she was more so not upset at me, but upset that someone confronted her about it. And then she continued to lie about it. But she didn't care about the fact that I was not the father. She didn't care about that at all. She cared about trying to make me look as bad as she was. Why? I have no idea. None at all. And fellas, while I'm doing this, yes, right now we do have joint custody, and I had to fight for that. I had to literally fight in court for that. So not only did I waste thousands of dollars in a nasty divorce settlement where she broke into the house, stole everything out the house, and a cop told me I couldn't do nothing about it because it was marital property. And I got police reports for that. Now she's kidnapped Zamir, but of course a mother cannot kidnap your child. But taking him out of a daycare that he's already in and rolling him in another daycare for a week, then going to a judge saying you've been taking care of him, oh, that's just garbage to me. But they continue to allow all this stuff to happen, which I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And you're right, no shame whatsoever, because when I'm going to read this, and I don't want to paraphrase it, I don't want to put it in my own words, because this video is public, so it can be used for anything. I mean, you can take it to the bank. It's going to be 100% from me. Now, what she tells you in return, I don't know. You know, she told people she left because I cheated. Let me tell you something. If I cheated and she caught me and we had a child in the house, I would gladly move out, give her time, whatever. I would not take the child, go with my sister's house, and stay in a damn bedroom for months while you and your girlfriend lived in that house like y'all were movie stars, going out to the clubs and do it up. Lil P don't even know, Derek. Like I said before, I only see him now when I go to have lunch with him, and I don't treat him no different. I still love him. I got a picture of him. Today. Hold on. Okay, I want you guys to understand this. And if I'm looking away, it's only because I'm looking at another screen, trying to read this to you. Hold on. Okay. See all. But I want you guys to understand what it is I'm going through. Oh yeah, and Sharia is right. A while ago, she sent me a message saying that if I don't want to be financially responsible for Zamir, then don't worry about seeing him again. And like I said before, that was that fear, you know. And a lot of people don't understand that. That's that fear of I'm not going to ever see my child again. I'm not going to ever see him again. And knowing that he's not mine, and me still going through that. But I'm going to read y'all this right here. This came directly from her. And I'm not going to paraphrase it. I'm going to read it direct. And baby, don't get mad at me for cursing. It says, bitch, first of all, I was married to Perry, you dumb whore, so watch who the F you talking to. I ain't going to say all the curse words. B, you wasn't there when Perry delivered my son, nor signed the birth certificate. Yeah, now to her admission, yeah, I delivered Lil P. I mean, cut the cord and everything. And yes, I signed the birth certificate based on the fact that you told me that was my child. Not on, oh, well, that might be some other dude's child, but I'm going to take care of him anyway. No, I didn't have that option. Like I said before, I'm not that desperate for a child. I love him because he's here now. But, you know, that was her response. Oh, Perry got arrested several times for stealing bank members' money. Bitch, was you there? No. So shit, it goes on with the curse, and I don't even feel comfortable reading the rest of that. But I just want y'all to understand. And her response to that was, yeah, I delivered him and I signed the birth certificate. So that also mattered to her. Not, well, he's the father. Not, I thought he was the father and I apologize for everything. Because I thought that might have been something that would make a real woman step up. You know, oh, well, we found out that you're not really there. And yeah, Kenyatta, she does. And like I said before, I want to be there also to explain it to him, let him know that I didn't abandon him, let him know that I still love him, and let him know if he ever needs me, I'm here. And the good thing about having a great woman like Sharia backs me on that. Now, she ain't want nothing to do with Tora, which I don't either. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want nothing to do with it. And I'm going to stop wearing this hat in the house. My mama taught me better than that. But I'm going to tell y'all up front, this right here showed me that she knew. And if y'all think anything else different, let me know. But from that alone, she knew. She knew that she had got me. She knew that I was looking so much to be a father. I want so much to be a father that I would believe it. And the sad thing about it is, during that time frame, I stuck to my guns. I became a husband. I became a good husband. I became a provider. When I caught her cheating, and I'm going to say thanks to another fellow biker who let me know that she was out there messing around, who caught her. And I'm going to tell you how she met the dude that she cheated on me with, which ended our marriage. Met him at the daycare that I paid for, that she was picking them up from. How do you take a child that is there and his daddy's at the house and you start talking to another man? Y'all keep wishing Sharia best of luck. I'm getting married too, y'all. She ain't getting married by herself. Wish me some damn luck too. And trying to get custody, like I said before. And little buddy, now I don't know who the real father is, but it's gonna come out. And you know, like I said before, everything in the dark comes to light. It's funny because we just had a story about that this past weekend. One of my family members, I'm gonna keep that quiet, but I learned something new, and it helped me out in everything I've been going through. And yeah, Trey, you know I rep them Tigers. But so now what I'm trying to do, I go to court October 25th. You know, I'm trying to get my child support taken off. I'm trying to get my name off the birth certificate. I'm even trying to get my last name back. And let me tell you why. No matter what happens, thanks, Uncle Sal, no matter what happens, he's going to always be in my life. But what about my situation now? You know, my father is deceased. I'm not going to live forever. Where's my legacy at? You know, she robs me of so many things. And people don't look at the little things that happen because it all happens for a reason. You know, going to jail, paying the money, being humiliated in public. Because I can tell you right now, I got so-called friends that when I got locked up, came to me, not, oh man, you okay, let me get you out. No, man, why you didn't tell us you was in jail? You up here trying to hide stuff, because it's none of your business. I was already embarrassed. But why be embarrassed for going to jail for something I didn't do? When I got so many guys out here that they want to be so hard, you can have jail. I promise you that. I don't want to go. I definitely want to go for something I didn't do. But you can have it. So now it's time for us to fight. We got to fight the laws. Women, I'm going to say this, and this is very important, because I know women who've sat by and let their friends do this and don't say anything. You don't care one bit about how it affects that child in the long run. We found out when he was 7, 8. All right? What happens when you find out, like Marion found out when he was, Marlon found out when she was 14, and they no longer even have a relationship. Now, daddy's little girl is very important. So, you know, that's the crazy thing. All right, y'all. But people don't understand. These things have major effects. Now, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask all of you, think about it for a second. Do you think it's right? Do you think it's fair? Do you think a court should tell me that because she tricked me into believing that it was my child, that I should be subjected to the laws of the state, when the laws of the state does not require a woman to tell you what she does with the money? The laws of the state does not require a woman to even be honest. The laws of the state don't require you to be the father of the child right now. It's all about $1. And that's a shame, because my life, my freedom is worth way more than $1. To me it is anyway. I don't know about yours, but mine is. And the love that I have for that little man, and the pain and the hurt that it has caused, I promise you, you don't want to go through. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Now, I've asked everybody. I've asked you, you know, what can we do to make this happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do to make this happen. I'm pushing a movement right now. My webpage is www.bbconline.org. And I have everything on there about child support, paternity suits, laws, whatever. Because right now, the only thing that they have out here, yeah, I wish I could. And the problem with that is, hold on, I'm trying to read that. Okay. And the only problem that I have with that is when you go, and I'm talking about Kenyatta, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw what she posted, but I can't go tell him first, because this is not a conversation that I want to have with him at lunch before he has to go back into a classroom with students and teachers. This is a situation where I would love to be able to tell him over a weekend, give him time to process it, let him know what's really going on. Because I don't want for it to be a situation where he lacks in school, he rebels, he becomes a troubled child. And that's the biggest thing I'm scared about, because she does not have to let me at all see him anymore. And Lily, you're right. 90% of the family court laws are crazy. And the sad thing about it is, I understand when you are a deadbeat dad, if you lay down with a woman and you don't take care of your responsibility, shame on you. But when you're a woman and you trick some man into taking care of somebody else's responsibility, and then you have the chance to rectify it and you don't, that becomes the issue. Ebony, what's going on, baby? But when you don't fix that, that becomes a real problem. Because you think about it right now. Let's just think about this for a second. No one is going to run up to Lil P and lock him up. Nobody's going to say nothing to him. Every week, if I miss more than 2 weeks in a row, they put a warrant out for me. If I didn't pay the $1,500, they put a warrant out for me. If I don't get representation from a lawyer, they won't even listen to me. If I don't change these laws, I have to pay child support on a child that's not even mine for 18 years. That's 10 more years. And, last video, I kept saying, and I was joking. I said, Sharia is not going to stand for that. She going to leave me. I know she's not going anywhere. But as a man, why would I want to continue to put a woman who loves me through that if I don't have to? Why would a woman continue to put this out the way that she's doing it without trying to rectify the problem? Why would you want to bastardize the child yourself when a man had sat there and said that he would take care of that responsibility for you? I don't know who his dad is right now. I don't even care who his dad is right now. I'll be honest with you. I hope his dad is a good man. And I hope that the situation is he just didn't know. Because God forbid that I find out that one of my friends conspired against me to do this and to hurt that little boy the way that they did. Oh, that's going to be a situation that I'm going to deal with. And it's going to be a whole nother video. And I promise you, it probably going to be behind some bars. Because I'm telling you right now, this is really, truly a serious matter. I would not be coming up here wasting your time hours at a time if it wasn't. You guys watch. And I think that a lot of people watch because, not saying you guys, not all of you, because I see a lot of good friends, people who I know I can deal with. But a lot of people watch because they want drama. They want something to go back and say. You notice I didn't use no names today. I didn't do anything. So my thing was, the last video, you ran with it. I gave you all the ammunition you needed to make this thing not about Zamir, not about me, not about truth and justice, but more so about drama and who said what and who did what. I mean, I've heard who the child may look like. I heard who may be the father. I've had a guy, hey, why you got my name in this video? I've heard all of this. And only because, and it had nothing to do with Lil P. That's the sad thing about it. And it's going to hurt him, I know. And Sharia tell any of you, my biggest concern of why I didn't want to go through this full-fledged was because I never wanted to hurt Lil P. I know he's collateral damage right now, but I never want to hurt him. I never want anything to hurt him. I'm a parent, and I was in that parent mode. I was afraid that if I did something harsh, that it would cause him damages beyond belief. How do you tell an 8-year-old who thinks that you're Superman, hey, I'm not your dad? Or you let a woman sit there and tell him, hey, your dad is a deadbeat, he sucks. And I guarantee you, y'all, and I'm telling the truth, she's telling him now. Instead of preparing him with the truth, wow, Hold on, I got Trey sitting up here. I'm trying to see what Trey said. I see that. Damn, boy, I'm glad how you went through that. That's crazy. And y'all can read what I'm reading also. Look at some of the stories that are coming out now. But how do you tell a child, I love you, I'm not your real father, but I want to be there for you? And expect that child to understand at 8 years old. And expect that child not to have some issues. Because right after you tell him that, his mom going to tell him, your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that, your daddy don't care about you, your daddy don't love you. If your daddy did, he'll come get you. The whole time you telling him this, you're not letting me get him. You're telling him I don't want him no more. You're teaching a child that the one person that he knows as his dad has disowned him, doesn't want, and he's trying to figure out, well, what have I done? What did I do to make this man, my father, not want me? Not realizing that the lie that his mama told him in the very beginning was the reason that we're going through this right now. Oh, the test, the test is actually on Facebook. So anybody wants to go out there and see all the facts are on Facebook. And I just hate to say it. And I mean, I appreciate the real man, but I don't feel like, I don't want praise for this. I just want justice. I want people to know that this is what we go through. This is how we do it. This is the pain, the suffering, the hurt, the truth, the honesty. It's all rolled up in one. You laugh. I told people, I said, you know what? I don't get a hug. I said, sometimes you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what they might do. Just this weekend, I know y'all seen it. Murder-suicide. Right here in Northeast Columbia. Another murder-suicide. I told you before, South Carolina ranks #1. And y'all not understanding this yet. It's not just the laws. Because we can change laws. That's what we're here for. We can change laws. But what about morale? I mean, what about your morals? How were you raised? Did your grandma teach you this? Did your mama teach you that? Did they teach you to be that way? Nah, they didn't teach you to be that way. But we like drama. I put out that challenge you. Any of you know a woman that's doing this to a child and another man right now? Say something. Say something. I feel for a man who raised a child all his life to find out after him and the woman fall out that, oh, yeah, you dummy, that ain't even your child. I slept with your best friend. I slept with your such and such. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's so stupid. And I you know what? I hope and pray that he does love me regardless. And I hope that he doesn't see this as a way to just fall out. See, a lot of people don't know. When we went through the whole divorce thing, and I got paperwork for that as well, Zamir took a pair of scissors to his teacher because his mother was not letting me see him. Because, see, when we went through the whole emergency court thing, she had custody of him, and I couldn't see him. So only time I would get to see him is when they decided that, hey, we go to court and I get custody. I had to fight for custody. But they still wanted their money. So him being taken away and out of my home for all those years he was with me, he lashed out against a teacher with a pair of scissors. This is a kindergarten student now. Now imagine what he's going to do later on in life without that. It's not right. I'm going to go back through and read everybody's, but everybody's telling me laws should change. I'm telling you. I ask you all the time, BBC is what I do, building better communities. Never once did I think my life will be the platform for one of the biggest battles that I have right now with my nonprofit. And it is. Because I'm going to tell you something. You guys give money all the time. United Way, whatever, you donate money, especially your businesses. Do you realize that all the money that they donate goes to like fatherhood initiative programs, child support laws? They go to enforce the stupid laws that we have in place. There is no help or no remedy for what I'm going through at Fatherhood Initiative. And I went through it. And a good friend of mine is actually a counselor over there. Don't get me wrong. If you are a parent and you don't know how to raise your child properly, then yes, it helps. But if you've been a good parent and raised your child properly to find out that he's not yours, what help is there? People look at me like I'm crazy sometimes because they don't know. They see me one day I'm smiling. They see me one day I'm just me. When I come out to bike night, my job, when I come out to do stuff, you don't see this on my face. You don't see this. You don't see any of the hurt. You don't see the days that I've sat crying. You don't see the arguments that me and Sharia have had. And I promise you, I would go ahead and tell her right here live, right here on Facebook, she's been right about a lot of things in my life. And I've lived my life so much based on fear. Fear of losing, the thing that I thought was mine when it's not even mine to lose. Fear of people talking about me. Fear of what somebody would say if they knew that this happened. You tell me how you look at me and say, you dummy, you fool, when it's so many of us out here that have been trusting that a woman has been truthful. Men, we are number one for saying, our women would never cheat on us. This would never happen. So, that's the biggest thing. And I'm telling everybody now, the fight that we fight now, the opening up, the coming out, it helps me. This right here is therapeutic. To see that I'm not alone, to hear from the different people that chime in, the people who don't want to be out there live, but they hit me up on the inbox. And I keep everything confidential. But just to know that there are people I can talk to that I'm going through this with, and to hear other stories, it helps. I mean, because you feel like sometimes that you're trapped. And fellas, if you've been through this, and Trey, I see you said you've been through it, there are times when you feel like the law is always on their side and it's unjust, and there's nothing in the world that you can do. Nothing. What can you do? When they got you, when they say, well, you either gonna pay this or go to jail, what do? You tell me. I read a story, and I'm not gonna, and thanks, Trey, I understand that, and I'm gonna give you a call, and I'm gonna tell you something. I read a story. The guy in 86 met a woman. She got pregnant. And thanks, Dara. I see you, my friends out there. And I don't want you to be sad. I want everybody to be aware of what's going on. And by my pain, I want to bring justice. And I'm hoping it can be. But anyway, back to the story. And he fell short. He lost his job. And he wasn't working there at the time. And they threw him in jail. She signed up for DSS to get food stamps. And she put him down as the father. So he had $16,000. They threw him in jail for 6 months. Now I want you to imagine going to jail for 6 months. Yeah, Trey, I understand that, man. People understand, men, we go through it. And we go through it harder than women, because I think women love faster, but I think men love harder. And like I said, they're going to always blame you. Anytime a relationship breaks, people say, hey, it's the man's fault. What did he do? But anyway, man went to jail for 6 months. He lost everything. Any chance that he had of rebuilding his life, he lost. 6 months in jail. No car payment was made. No house payment was made. No cell phone bill was made. No child support payment was made. So child support kept going. He sat in for 6 months because he didn't have friends to get him out who could afford it. They just thought he was a deadbeat and let him sit there. So when he did finally get out, this man was homeless. Homeless, y'all. Homeless. 3 months later, they called him back in and put him back in jail for a year. The sheriff felt so bad for his story that the sheriff reached out to somebody. And this was in Georgia. And Georgia has changed the laws. And that's what it's going to take. But you tell me, I can't sit in jail for 6 months. I can't. I'm going to tell you right now, because sending me to jail for 6 months is going to harden me. And when I say that, I mean, there's no rehabilitation in jail. Y'all sit there and think that if y'all want to. My brother's in jail right now, and I miss him. But he's in jail for something he did. But I can tell he's changed. There is no rehabilitation. You're not going to come out a better man. Lord knows, and nobody's going to give you a job. I got stuff on my record right now that stops me from getting professional jobs all day long. So I do what I do best, is I become an entrepreneur. I do what I have to do in order to make my life fit into what I need it to be. And it's having saying that, when you're your own boss, even when I was working selling motorcycles at Capital City Cycles, everybody knows that. Everybody knows me. I sell. They may call me a hustler, but I sell. That's what I do. I'm a salesman. I've been a salesman for a long time. And when this hit me in January, I promise you, sales was down. You cannot be on top of your game with that much on you. For the last 2 years, I've had so much on me. I can't see how any court can sit here and say, how do you want a human being to function properly when we put that much weight on you? When we tell you that we don't care how much money you make or you bring home as long as you pay us this amount of money. And then when you look at it, after you've paid it, they take their cut. How you justify if a man is struggling, can't pay the child support that you've ordered him to pay, you still taking a cut of that even if the man is short? If I owe you $5,000 and I can only give you $3,000 and you say it's for the child, but then you take out 5% of that for administrative costs and whatever, man, it's crazy. I can't understand that. And that is justifiable in this eye. You know, lawmakers are people too. They're human. How we've gotten to this point, I don't even understand. Big Ed, my cousin Ed, just stepped in. You know, but how we've gotten to this point, I don't understand it. What's up, Noop? You going through it right now? That's crazy. As a matter of fact, if you want to share your story, man, by all means, go ahead. I'll put it out there with mine. But as a man, as a woman, living in society, to claim that you are a Christian, to claim that you are here for the people, that you are here to protect my rights as well as anybody else's rights, but then you threaten to throw me in jail when I don't abide by a ruling based on a lie. Fraud is fraud. That's what people don't understand. People don't get it. You can get exonerated from murder, rape, or whatever just by DNA testing. But because there's so much money to be made in the child support system, you can't get exonerated from that. Why is that? You ask yourself, why is it that child support makes so much money? Why do family court lawyers charge so much money to wreck homes? Answer that. Even going through a divorce, a simple divorce, ask yourself, why does it cost so much money? And then the problem is, I see everybody went from the sadness, the love, to the anger. Because I'm angry too, I promise you. But the problem is, the people out here that are, dang, Sharia, them all look like your faces. But anyway, it is all about money, and it's sad. The same reason why Trump is so close in the polls right now is because of money. And that's the crazy thing. So this is what I plan to do. And I hope that when I come out here and I do these videos, that you take the good out of it. You take the hurt and you share it with somebody that's going through these same things. Because trust me, I've been there. I've been to the point where I want to grab something and just go get her. But I don't do it. I stop. I've been to the point where I felt like I would die. I would just ball up and die because I didn't know what to do. I know I can't go to jail for this. And yet you're threatening to take my freedom. You know, if I wasn't so sure and so prayed up with Sharia, I could lose a woman right now. I could have. Think about it. Women, I'm going to ask you this. And you're right here. You can respond however you want. But be honest. Would you put up with this with a man if you didn't know for sure? if it was his or not, but he had an ex-wife, a baby mama that put him through this much drama that you had to postpone your wedding. You had to not get the car that you wanted. You had to not live the lifestyle that you were accustomed to because you're too busy trying to fight for the simple things as freedom. I mean, come on, I've been going through this for years. For years. Nah, Benita, I don't need you to go get her. She fine. We gonna fight this in the court. Win, lose, or draw. I'm gonna follow this out to the fullest. I'm talking civil suits. I'm talking criminal suits. I'm talking about DNA testing, reprimand for anyone that is found to be guilty of doing this. Because this is bad. It is horrible. And people don't see it. I mean, imagine losing everything to a lie, to a con. And then you look at everything in the Bible. No problem, Trey, I'll hit you up later on. And then think about this for a second. You lose all your materialistic things. And in the Bible it states that you don't need material things. You don't need them at all. But then imagine losing your only child. Not to death. Because you can, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be honest with you. At some point, you can get over death. You know, you can get past death. Especially if it's just something that happened, you can get past it. But when you know that child is 20 minutes away, when you know that the child that you lost, the child that you raised, is 20 minutes down the road, and his mama's feeding him so much BS that he's turned against you. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Or that you can't see him when you want to. Or if in our situation, every time that I got happy, every time that things went good for me, you pop up upset and wanting more money. So if you're angry and I don't do what you want me to do, you take away my visitation privileges. But you still want that check. You tell me how you feel. Did you take the test? No, I took the test outside of child, but I have turned in the test. And we, like I said, October 25th, October 25th, we go to court to see what's going to be in front of the judge. But yes, I turned in the report. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I put myself at the hands of a judge, a female judge, that has already thrown the book at me more times than any, who has sat there and listened to this woman come into court, tell lies and lies after lies. You know, I was president of Love Doctors. I love the club. I was in a bike club. So what? She comes to court, tells the judge, oh yeah, he's a gang member. Now y'all know me. When the last time you seen me gang banging? I ain't gonna take nobody's junk. And you better not come at me wrong. And I protect my family. But my thing is, gang banging? Come on, man. Really? Here I am, educated black man, part of the greatest fraternity ever. Y'all know what that is. And you say, oh, he's a gangbanger, but you don't see nothing else. Oh, but he was a single dad for like most of the child's life. Oh, but he put up with everything else that woman did. But yet, I'm a gangbanger. And yeah, Lauren, if you're paying, you should be. But I want all these guys out here to tell y'all how that works. The system is flawed. It's heavily flawed. Everything that you guys have said tonight that you think has been just common sense, it's not common sense in child support cases. You know, if they feel that you are a danger to the child, you can still pay for them, but you can't see them. You have to fight for your right to get visitation. You know, I raised a child as a single dad for most of his life, and they came and took him out of my home. Literally took him out of my home, meaning he went from a house with all his stuff for 5 years, clothes, toys, whatever, memories, everything, to living in an apartment that this woman got when she came back from Charlotte in a week. How do you do that? How do you justify that? You don't even give it time to manifest into something where the child says, I want to live with my daddy, but I'm going to force you to stay with your mother. That's crazy. Now, I can tell you no lie. That hurt me too. We sat at McDonald's in Lexington, and I'm going to tell you right now, and little man broke down crying to come with me, and I couldn't do nothing. You know, as a parent, now I'm gonna go back to the parent mode for a second, because then I didn't know that he wasn't my child, and it probably will hurt me the same today. To see your child cry, and there's nothing you can do about it, and then the person that's causing him the pain is the person who gave birth to him. How do you deal with that? Nah, if a man finds out that he's not the father, courts can still order that man to pay child support. And even though knowing that that man is not the biological father, they will throw your, I'm about to say black, but they will throw your tail in jail. They will throw you in jail for not paying for a child that is not yours, and will hit you with the fullest extent of the law. They don't care. They don't tell you, well, look, we're gonna garnish your wages, or we're gonna tell you that we're gonna do something. No, we're gonna throw you in jail. There's no getting past that. That's your freedom. The Constitution was put on this earth, or put in America, to protect me, and I have no constitutional rights. Yeah, Derek, you're right. And the sad thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you something. And a lot of you guys who have if you've went to court and not had a lawyer, because I'll be honest, I did that stupid thing the first time because I didn't understand that the law was so screwed up. But if you don't have a lawyer, a judge will not even listen to you. Man, I came in there, I have a briefcase. I mean, that's just a little slick one. I got another one that looks like a lawyer. Went into court, suit, paperwork, letters from daycare saying that I have paid everything and the mother was never around. Guess what? Wouldn't even look at it. Wouldn't even hear anything I had to say. I went to court this last time. Told me that, and I felt this before, if you come into court with a lawyer for failure to pay child support, guess what? If you can afford a lawyer, you can afford child support. What kind of dumbness is that? This is what a judge told me. You can view the records. I came in with a lawyer. Told me that if I can afford a lawyer, I could afford to pay child support. But then when I came before without a lawyer, you wouldn't even talk to me. There is a no-win situation in the court system whatsoever. It is set up so that they get money. And it's so sad because the system evolves around that. You can research, you can have all the statutes, all the things that a lawyer would say, even have the vocabulary. Like if I was to sit here and get in my very proper voice, slow down my language, and talk to you as if I knew what I was talking about in the courtroom. If I dressed the part, I wore a tie, I wore a suit. I didn't get emotional. I didn't address the defendant, the plaintiff, because she was the one called. If I don't address the plaintiff directly, if I prevented the court and the plaintiff with all the paperwork that I've had, it does not matter, because a lawyer will come in and do the exact same thing, except for that lawyer just got money to do it. So therefore, the court system looks out for itself. It's not about the welfare of the family. It's not about the welfare of the child. It's not about the welfare of the mother or the father. It's about how much money can this court make. And I'm going to tell you something. And I'm not going to keep you guys on all night. But I'm going to tell you something. If you go to court, you have to get a lawyer. I mean, it's no questions about it. So let's say you get a lawyer. Average family court lawyer can start out $3,500. Mine was $5,000. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm still paying a bill that happened 2 years ago when this thing first started. But I'm gonna tell you something. You go to court, $5,000. Lawyer told me, said, I need $3,500 up front, and I need you to give me another $15,000 when we go to court. But I want you to be prepared to lose. So that's going to be another $5,000. So you already know you're going to lose, but you're going to still charge me full price anyway. So I'm going to start with that. Then, when you get to court, they tell you, well, since y'all have an issue with who going to raise the child or whatever, then I'm going to appoint a guardian light. Okay, it's all right, cool. Okay, what is that? Oh, that's another 25 to 3 grand to pay somebody to go to your house, to go to the mother's house, and to come back with a report of saying who the child should live with. Now, if you've ever been through this, whether the child is yours or not, I'm going to tell you something. South Carolina favors a woman all day long. That's the truth. They favor women. Women are the natural nurturers. Women are the ones who provide the best for the child. Bull crap. It's not always that way. And especially when you find out that the woman is a liar, paternity fraud, who knows what else. And you still say the woman is the best choice? That's crazy. Now I'm going to leave y'all with this. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave you with this. Thanks, Lisa. Your son has been what for a year? Your son is going through this as well? Johnny, what's going on, man? But I'm going to leave y'all with this. And I hope, now, I mean, you sign on to Facebook, you're looking at the video, share it. Share it. I needed to get 2,000, 3,000. We want to make this public because I need this to go viral. Little dancing babies and people falling out of cars and all the things that have gone viral that have made the news. Let's make this viral. Let's make paternity fraud viral. But yeah, I can see. And the sad thing about it is when a woman gets upset, they know how to get you. And I'm not saying that's all women, because there are a lot of great women out there. My mama was a woman. Y'all may not have known that, but yeah, my mama was a woman. I'm just playing. But I'm telling you guys, this is the thing I'm doing. I'm pushing it. My page, www.bbconline.org. I have a part in there for paternity fraud. I'm going to the Black Caucus. I'm going to the Senate. I'm going to several different places at the Hill, as they say here in Columbia, so that we can actually talk about how these laws need to be changed. But I can't do it by myself. I can't. A lot of you have stories. A lot of women have actually been with men that are going through this, and they have suffered the same fate. And what I'm pushing for now, and I'll just let you know, I'm not trying to change the laws to where a child suffers. But if you're going to put somebody on child support, before you put them on child support, I believe that there should be court-mandated DNA testing. Bottom line. So before you can put a person on child support, send his life through purity hell, you need to know. Men, if you're not married and you love her, that's fine. But if she gets pregnant, get her tested. And women, stop being upset thinking that a man doesn't trust you because he wants to get a DNA test. We don't trust the system. You know, it's one thing to go through this and not having the threat of going to jail, not having the threat of having your your wages garnished, not having your taxes taken. You have to go homeless for a lie? That don't make no sense. You know, everybody keeps saying, you know, she's petty, she's this, she's that. But let me ask you a question. How many of you guys know my ex-wife? Because I had a lot of friends talking to her before this came up. And how many would go to her and say, you know you're wrong. Why don't you do the right thing by the child? Forget the whole money situation, because it ain't about the money. It's about the child. You got a man who loves that child, and you ain't doing nothing but ruining their lives. Because, I mean, I'll be honest with you. As much as I see people out here, I know y'all know somebody going through this. Michelle, you told me you had a coworker that wanted to share this video. Share it. Tell them the website, bbconline.org. I promise y'all, I've gotten things done through prayer and through simple just reaching out to people and being honest than I ever got by holding in all the hurt, all the pain, all the anger, and not letting it get out. Now, if you want to make a change, if you're serious about it, and whether you're my friend or you know somebody else that's going through this, I promise you, we need to get together. I'm going to start having regular meetings, and I'm going to start going to the legislator and fighting this. Hillary trying to become president. Maybe she can change some laws before she get there. I know Trump ain't going to do it. Trump probably got about 50 illegitimate kids somewhere now he ain't paid for. He just filed bankruptcy and don't worry about them. So let's figure out what it is we can do. I already know. And for the fellas that's going through this, for the women that live with the fellas that's going through this, reach out. You know, I'm here. We're all here. Everybody can sit here and talk about it. Everybody can sit here and post. But take action. It's time to take action. That's all I'm saying. And you're right, Lisa, you're right. The women use the money for the stupidest things. You know, I hate to say this, and I'm going to be honest as I can. Getting your hair done every other week is not a necessity. If you can't afford good weave, don't worry about it. Go natural. That's actually in right now. You don't need a 2015 ride to take care of your child. You don't. You don't need all that. All that materialistic stuff. You live in a gated community. You ride a 2014 vehicle. You get your hair done every week, but you don't have a job that pays enough money to do what you want to do. You want red bottoms, but you don't have a job to pay enough. Dang, vet, you back. I must be on too long. You don't have a job. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I've had every car. Every car. I'm not going to sit here in front and flaunt. Those who know me know what I've had. And I've gotten rid of everything. If it ain't for business now, the SUV, whatever, I've gotten rid of everything. Not by choice, but because I had to. I've downsized my life. The one thing I won't do is settle on the woman I'm with and settle on what kind of lifestyle she lives. Because believe it or not now, I still handle my responsibilities as much as I can. But it's hard. And it's something that we have to all do. I still give to my community. I still do my rides. I still do everything that I'm supposed to do. I still pray every day. When I see little man, we say our prayers together before he eat. I can't say before he sleep because I never sleep with him. But like I said before, these things we have to do in order to make our world a better place. Right now, it's just by doing things. And you said, check out the bed. Oh, that must be, yeah, that right there, that whole thing right there where she found out that when she said she would take me off, yeah. But listen, y'all, and I'm going to reach out to you guys, and I want this to be understood. I've been through hell, still going through it. And Sharia keeps me prayed up. She keeps me happy. She keeps me sane. My friends, the ones of you who reach out to me, you don't know how much of a blessing you are to me. My family, you know, I just had cookout with Uncle Sal over there. Whether he knows it or not, that was much needed therapy. Because I can't function and wear my heart on my sleeve all day long. I hurt. I go through it. You know, I don't know. To be honest with you, when I had to pay that money, man, when your judge tell you you got to pay $2,500 to do 90 days in jail, and you don't have but $10, it's the first of the month, rent's due, power due, you hungry, what do? You tell me, because there is no bank where you can get loans for child support. There's none. Oh, somebody said we need to work. Let me tell you something. I want to tell you something about work. And I don't want to rant about it, but it's many of us that work every week. And I promise you live paycheck to paycheck. Can't nobody tell me that everybody in America right now is set. Because if so, I must be the biggest failure in life. And I don't think I am. But paycheck to paycheck. And you don't want to live like that. You don't want to live like that. You tell me right now how you would feel if you had 90 days in jail waiting for you next week, and you had $2,500 to get, and you ain't had but maybe a couple hundred, but you still had your regular bills. You still had to live. Even you still had to even get little man, and you still had to take care of the situation when he's around. You still want to feed him. You still want to do for him. So you tell me, what do? How would you feel? People don't see that's the thing people don't get. I talk to a lot of guys that have done crimes, and they're awaiting sentencing, and that feeling they have before they be sentenced, it's so crazy. It's so unreal. Bruh, that page is www.bbconline.org. The second page is Paternity Fraud. If you go on it, you leave a comment. You can sign up for BBC. Everything helps. I have not once came on here and asked you guys, hey, can you help me? Can you give me $1? Can you help me pay this? No, I haven't. Because I feel that God is going to give me everything that I need. And if he see fit to say, hey, we need to give Perry some money to help out, that's fine. But that's not what this is about. This right now is about change. I'll make a way. I got a beautiful support system. I do. I'm still here. And I'm telling you. But please, and I'm going to say this one last time. This is not something that we need to start just overlooking. Because a lot of you, whether you want to admit it or not, and I've seen probably 6 people tonight, but I know about 20 more in my inbox. And I know about 30 from like the last 2 weeks or so we've been doing this. It's a lot of you out there. George, what's going on? There's a lot of you. There's a lot of you being affected by it. A lot of you got family members affected by it. A lot of you have people you know are doing it. How you live with yourself now that you know the other side of the story? Y'all think it's funny, huh? That little trick, she getting all that. She getting this. She ain't got to do nothing. People think it's funny when you sit here and say, well, the mother got on Prada, and then the mother wearing all this, and the child looking like a bum. And it's because they getting all the child support. But the mother don't have to really spend money on the kid. Then you look at the dad. And if I fall short, if I lose this shirt, if I lose this house, if I lose my woman, what do you say to me? How do you look at me as a failure? I'm a failure because I was fraud? I'm a victim of fraud? What do you say? You guys have judged for long enough. You have. Think about it now. You've judged a lot of people for a long time and never took the time out to get the real true story behind what's going on in their life. I shine every time you see me. And not because my head is bald, but I shine because I never wear my hurt in public. Sharia will tell you. She will tell you to this day. There was a time, I think it was a Thursday, the cop had just came to the house that morning. We sitting there like, what in the world? 6 o'clock in the morning. Cop knocking on the door. Her first time experiences whatsoever. It wasn't my first time. But you don't know if they're coming to lock you up. You don't know if they're coming to serve you or what. Because the first time I got supposedly served, they never made it to the house. What they did was, when I went to drop my little man off for his normal weekend visit to his mom, she called the cops on me in front of him for them to lock me up. Luckily, I happened to know the cops, and they was like, we're not going to lock this man up in front of his child. You need to leave. She didn't care. Just like some of you don't care. I'm not saying all of you, but some of you don't care. And Lisa, I promise you, I need your help. You know, we got to change this law. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not going to say it's going to be cheap. You may see me doing my own fish fry, but it's not for me. Because I'm going to tell you something. One thing I promise you, and I'm going to tell you this right now, I'm going to fight my situation. But it's not going to stop there. I am fighting for every man that is going through this right now. And if it goes past South Carolina, that's great. If it goes past North Carolina, past Georgia, past Tennessee, if it goes to California, that's great. Canada has already adopted it. A lot of states have already adopted it. But the problem is, yes, Benita, she can't stand the truth, so she gonna block you. I think I'll block somebody like you too. But I love you, because you're right. And the truth does hurt. But this is not just for me. This is for everybody. Because what I've learned, and I promise you guys, I won't tell you no lie. What I've learned is when I selfishly do things, when I do things for myself, they don't pan out. They don't. They never will. And I'm looking at you and I'm being honest with you right now. When you do things for yourself, they don't pan out. But when you got the greater good in your heart, I promise you, all the things that I say to you right now, I promise you, you put God first. You start doing things for the greater good, not for your selfish needs. You know, you never get nothing from being selfish, but for the good of everybody. And yes, this is not for me. This is for a little man. This is for men across America. Because to be honest with you, and I'm going to say this last thing. I promise you this is the last thing. When P was sick, he was a child coming up. When he was young, he used to have seizures. And I think I said this in the last one. And we would go to the doctor. And I mean, I'm talking about scary seizures where I thought he was about to die. I was so afraid. I remember one time I jumped in my car that had a Mustang, and I was doing about 90 miles per hour to the hospital. Police, I'm on the phone with them. They got behind me, gave me an escort, thank God. And didn't give me a ticket. Notice, gave me an escort, not a ticket. I get to the hospital, they pull the stretchers out. He's shaking. He shook from the time I left the house to the time I got to the hospital. Doctors call us in, and they called me in because at the time his mom was in Charlotte, saying, hey, does your family have a history of this? No, my family didn't have a history of any of that. The sad thing about it is, and I was starting to do the research, realize this, and this is it, y'all, to realize this. When a child don't know who his father is, he doesn't know his heritage, he doesn't know what illnesses that the family have. He could be treated for a lot of things knowing family history alone. You put that child at risk. You do. Genetics is an important part of all this. Whether you believe it or not, genetics is a very important part of all this. So I'm going to put it to you like this. Next week, I'll do another one. And I'm going to keep you guys posted as this go on. I saw a little man today. We had lunch, had a great time. It broke my heart to leave him, but it is what it is. His mom didn't call me to come see him, so it is what it is. Like I said before, that's what it is. That's a choice that hurt me so much that I had to make, and that was I had to risk not being able to see him again, but I'm going to fight to see him. I'm going to fight to get this right, but I'm going to first fight for justice, which is getting me out of that system that's crushing me, that's killing me right now. This weekend, this Thursday, you know we do bike night. This Thursday, bike night, and I'm going to put out there again another subject, but we're honoring first responders. You know, September 11th has come back around. Back in 2001, it's been 15 years, y'all. We're going to honor them. We're going to have fire trucks, and Sheriff Lyler's going to bring out one of them big old things Richland County got. So, my house, Thursday, bike night. I'm starting petitions. I'm starting fundraisers. I'm starting everything. I will fight this, y'all. And with your help, I promise you, even if it's just moral support, listen to me. I'm not asking you for a dime. If it's just moral support, if it's just you coming out, helping with a petition, if it's just us spreading the word, letting other men know, because people get hurt over this. Like I said, once again, I'm in South Carolina. So South Carolina ranks #1 in deaths by domestic violence. I want you to remember that. And you don't know what somebody's going through. What's up, Newt? So you got to pray for them. You got to pray for me. You got to pray for the system that we can change it. I don't want no violence. I'm not asking you to do anything crazy. I'm asking you to reach out in your heart. And now it's time for this village to become one. It's time for us to really just reach out and take care of one another. You see me in the street, don't act like you didn't see this video. You can say period. How you been doing? Is everything okay? I got you. Yeah, you do got to come to bike night. But if you see me at bike night, don't walk by me like you didn't see this video. Don't walk by me like you don't know my pain, because I'm tired of hiding. I'm not hiding it no more. I'm in pain, y'all. I'm telling you. It is a hard situation to deal with, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it through prayer. I got a great woman. I'm going to keep saying that because that is the key. She keeps me sane sometimes, I'm telling you. But honestly, I'm telling you guys, if you don't believe anything else I say, pray and let's make change happen, because it's important. We got to get this done. Got to. I thank everybody for looking today. Trust me, every week I'm coming out with one of these, and it's going to be all on the same thing. And I'm going to keep pushing. Centoria Bradley is the one that did this. It ain't no secret. I am not the father. The DNA test, the letters, everything is on Facebook. It's in the public's eye. Matter of fact, I'm posting it on my page. I want you to see the truth. You ain't got to take my word for it. See the truth. I see you guys either Thursday or I see you next week. Love all y'all. And don't forget, you can give a brother a hug or just say, hey, I acknowledge, I love it. All right, y'all. Tiffany, you late, but I'll see you later.